This is so, we're recording so that we can place this on our YouTube channel later. If you've missed any of our events or would like to learn more about what we offer at LUX Medical Spa, please go to our YouTube channel, like and subscribe. That way you can get all of the up-to-date information on what's going on in the office. So far, we have about 33% of you have submitted your vote. So keep on voting, or not voting, keep on answering the poll here. The 3 questions are, number 1, what brings you here today? Number 2, have you used Jane Iredale makeup before? And number 3, what makeup do you use? So if it's not Jane Iredale or if it is Jane Iredale, we just kind of want to get an idea of what everybody's preferences are. So I'll let everybody keep answering the poll there, and I'll give just another second for everyone to get on and answer those questions, and then we'll get started. Oh, right. Well, I think everybody who wants to ask has answered. My name is Jasmine Alderson. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you to the patients that are watching. Thank you to the employees who are attending. And thank you to Michelle and Nichelle for being here today. LUX Medical Spa, we have been open since 2014. We are co-owned by a plastic surgeon and a dermatologist. We carry Jane Iredale makeup in both our Bluffton office and our Hilton head office. And the reason we carry it is because, 1, Dr. Trewick, our board certified dermatologist, she uses it and wears it and loves it and recommends it to her patients. And then 2, it is a makeup brand that is also good for your skin, and I'll let the experts tell you a little bit more about that. But we carry it because it's a trusted makeup brand that patients can use, and we feel confident in the products that we're suggesting for them. So I don't want to continue to hold us up. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Michelle. She has been with Jane Iredale for over 10 years. She is our direct support system for all of our Jane Iredale needs. So Michelle, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Yes, my name is Michelle Connell. I'm with Jane Iredale. I've been the territory man. I've been with the company for 10 years, played many roles in the company, but I'm really excited to announce that Nichelle Turner is with me today. She is our educator and a beautiful makeup artist, and she's going to walk through some really great information for you to have while wearing a mask. So Nichelle, if you don't mind sharing your screen, we can get started.
Absolutely. Well, maybe I should introduce myself.
Well, I was going to do that in 1 minute.
Okay. Pardon me. Let me just share my screen. Sorry.
That's great. Sounds great. Thank you.
And I forgot, while she's getting that pulled up, so the poll results. So I asked, what brings you here today? 33% said they're looking for tips on makeup for their virtual meetings. That's wonderful, I agree. And then 67% said all of the above. So the question was, what brings you here today? They wanted to learn how to wear a mask, to wear transfer-free foundation with a mask. They want tips on virtual meetings. They want to be able to play up their eyes. They love makeup and want to learn more. They love makeup and they want to win. Good, because we're going to give away some free Jane Iredale at the end. And they're here because they want to take advantage of the 20% off sale that we have going on. Question number 2 was, have you ever used Jane Iredale before? 67% said yes. So a lot of this will sound familiar. And then 33% said no. So hopefully you'll learn something so you can make a decision. And then number 3, what makeup do you use? Again, 67% said Jane Iredale. And then the other 33% said drugstore makeup. For example, I put like Maybelline CoverGirl. So I'll end that. Maybe that will get off of everybody's screen if it was still on there. But okay, now take it away.
Thank you. So again, my name is Michelle Connell. I wanted to formally introduce Nichelle a little bit better. Nichelle's been with Jane Iredale for 6 years. She is our field sales educator, and she is a beautiful makeup artist. And I'm so honored that she is able to spend time with us today. She is actually going to do most of the presenting. I just want to do a couple of housekeeping items and talk a little bit about Jane Iredale and who she is. And then she's going to take over and she can fill in a little bit more about her background and everything that she's about. So like Jasmine said earlier, if you do have a question, you just pop it into the chat box, and she will be able to help interrupt us, or I'll be able to pick up that that question and get an answer for you. And then there is going to be a live demonstration. Michelle is going to demonstrate because we really do want to focus on eyes today. She's kind of done half and half. So if you do need to want to get a bigger picture, all you have to do is just kind of pop out of, click the right corner, and that will give you a full screen. And then just to talk about who we are as a brand, Jane Iredale is a real person. She was a casting director for the entertainment industry in Broadway as well as LA, and she saw what the traditional makeup was doing to the actors and actresses' skin. And she went to work to launch a very clean makeup line, a mineral makeup line. She was one of the pioneers in the mineral makeup world. And she first launched what is our amazing base in 1994. And she really wanted to make sure that whatever we were putting on our skin for makeup was actually going to be clean, it wasn't going to irritate, and it was actually going to be a skincare benefit. So we consider ourselves an extension to your skincare. We're just that last and final step. Our global headquarters is located in the beautiful Berkshires of Great Barrington, Massachusetts. And I got to tell you, I lived there for many, many years, and I'm glad that I'm south where it's a lot warmer. So that's a little bit about Jane. And if you have any other questions, Nichelle or I can answer that. And our class objectives today is the challenges that we are faced with wearing a mask and makeup. Nichelle is going to touch on those. We're also going to do prepping your eyes. So we're going to make sure that while you're wearing a mask, you have a beautiful eye look, because that's what everyone's seeing nowadays. She's going to help select that perfect shade. She's going to give you some tips and tricks. And then she's going to demonstrate a look for you on finishing up with an eyes that I think you're going to absolutely love. Again, she's so talented. She's so beautiful. And I am so excited to hand it over to Nichelle. It's all yours.
Thanks, Michelle. Hello, everyone. I'm so thrilled that you were able to join us. And hopefully you'll be able to take a couple of tips or maybe some tricks with you that you can put in your back pocket just to kind of wake up and shake up that inner makeup artist in you. I am Michelle Turner. Again, I am the field sales educator. I'm here in California. I live in the Bay Area. Woo-hoo, yay. So right now we have clear blue skies. So I'm super excited about that. I've been with Jane Iredale for 6 years. I'm actually going into my 26th year of pro artistry. I've been a makeup artist. It's been my passion for now going on 26 years. I've done everything from the morning news to red carpet and all in between. I am still a working artist. So it's fantastic for me to be able to really, really walk my talk with this product and this brand and this line. I do a lot of editorial work, so I have incorporated much of my kit to reflect what I teach about on the daily basis. So we're gonna have some fun, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask those questions in that box. I'm really big on interaction. Even though we're separate, we're still together. So please, if you have any questions or if you want to throw in your feelings about a product that you love that I'm showing, throw that in there as well. Okay? All right, so let's go. Okay, so first things first, the challenges associated with masks. So this this PowerPoint is near and dear to me because I actually wrote it. I found myself just kind of on along with everyone else. As soon as I, had to put on a mask, I thought, oh my God, what's gonna happen? I am a self-proclaimed eyeshadow junkie, so that part didn't really bother me because I was like, yay, I get to like do even more colors. But what I noticed is I was losing a lot of my foundation. I'm not a big on a lipstick. I'm not big on lipstick wearing. So I just kind of had to, find my groove just like everyone else, even being a makeup artist. So of course, challenges associated with mask wearing, transference. We want to make sure that we get products that don't come off with friction. Um, I will say this, we can minimalize the transference, but for some, especially with foundations, you want to be very cautious about finding things that really, really just will not come off, period. We want to make sure that we do care for our skin and our skin is still breathing even under the mask wearing. So again, disappearing from the humidity underneath the mask because you're breathing, you're creating your own little humid space underneath your mask. Limited oxygen that can get to pores. Again, that's why I love this line so much because of the way that our minerals lay on the skin. They actually lay on the skin like fish scales. So that allows your skin to continue to breathe and function normally. So under a mask, it's ideal, it's perfect. You're going to keep your skin nice and clear, but you're also going to make sure you have a product that cares for your skin. Sebum, excess sebum. I'll show you and I'll go through some steps to kind of control the oil production for you. Friction. Sorry, my mouse has a mind of its own. Breath, the heat causing open pores, and that moist, warm environment promotes bacteria. So those are things that you really, really want to be cautious of when choosing something that's going to be that close to your skin. You want to make sure that you're using products like Jane or us solely. It does not contain a lot of chemicals, and that's going to stay with you, but not clog your pores. So how to get complexion longevity? Brush foundation hydration sprays. Um, these are super important. We have several different formulas of foundation, and I'll go through those with you. We have our pure pressed powder, and we have our amazing base. As Michelle spoke about earlier, this was our very first product that we launched into the world. Our pure pressed powder and our amazing base, they do have a sunscreen. Both contain an SPF of 20 unless you're in more of an extended shade like myself. The SPF is going to get dropped down to a 15, and that's on purpose because we had to lower the level of titanium. All of our powders are 100% mineral. So we are free of parabens, we are free of talc, which is fantastic, especially at this time where you are wearing your face covering. They're non-comedogenic, so you're going to get that breathable, full to sheer to full coverage, depending on the tool that you use. Tools, let's talk about that. I'm really big on tools, and that's something I'll go into when we get to the eye demo. Tools are much like a mechanic going to work, without his tools, his proper tools. In order to get your proper application, you want to make sure we have the proper tools. Pure pressed powder, I highly suggest our handy brush because it picks up the perfect amount of product. And for our amazing base, our chisel powder brush is fantastic. You're able to control how much powder actually lands on your face. You can build, you can shear it out, you can also build it. In our hydration sprays, fantastic. Not only will you get longevity from your makeup, but you also get skincare benefits. It's really, really important that we are caring for our skin. Once again, we have our palm mist, which is fantastic. It's pomegranate extract that's going to give you that fantastic antioxidant protection. And we have our D2O spray if you have more of a drier skin and you need a little extra love and care. Our hydration sprays are super important when it comes to using our mineral products because it actually binds the mineral to your skin. It keeps it from leaving you and transferring off. I actually did a little thing, and I'm like the worst striper sharer, but earlier this morning I decided to, just so that you can see the impact that the hydration sprays have, I put a little bit of a deeper shade of powder on my inner arm. Oops, oh, can you see? Probably not. On my the inner part of my arm, and then I went ahead and sprayed it with the hydration spray. And you can see it does not move. So that's really, really how impactful the sprays and the hydration sprays are when it comes to locking in your minerals. And that's going to be really one of your last steps to to give you that long wear complexion, but also keeping your skin healthy. Let's talk about primers. Primers are very important. I get this question a lot from even my own private clients. Why do I need a primer? A primer actually primes your skin for makeup wear. It's different from your moisturizer, and your serums are one thing. Those are your treatments. That's going to give you the moisture that you need for your skin, or that activity that you need, whether it's retinol or vitamin C. The Smooth Affair primers actually prime the skin for makeup wear. It actually smooths out skin tone and texture. It evens the look of pores. So you use less makeup when you use a primer. And I know a lot of times that, I've been around for a long time. People kind of steered away from primers because they couldn't stand that really heavy silicone feel. But these primers are almost like a gel like, so you get that instant glow. And I like to think of primers as, if you were going to paint a wall, you wouldn't just put a brand new coat of paint on an existing shade that you have on your wall, because whatever's underneath would seep right through. We want to make sure we prime and prepare so that we get that perfect application, that smooth pigment delivery, so that you have the most even skin possible. And again, in a time like this, you don't want a lot of heavy product. So this will minimize the amount of product that you'll have to use on your skin when it comes to your foundation. So our Smooth Affair primers also contain skincare ingredients like the rest of our line. We have our Smooth Affair for normal to dry skin, which is fantastic. You can even use it at nighttime as a moisturizer. It contains royal jelly, so that's going to help to calm and soothe redness. There's also a grapefruit extract that does a beautiful job of instantly brightening the skin. And there's some aloe, so very calming and soothing to the skin. But again, you're going to get your more bang for your buck because it's also going to be your primer as well. We have our Smooth Affair for normal to oily skin, because we can't forget about us oily girls. That actually, same key ingredients, we added a pistachio extract that helps to reduce the look of pores, so it slows down the oil production. And we've also pulled back on some of the essential oils in the Smooth Affair for oily skin because they're not needed. Absence, if you have very oily skin, this is a fantastic product for you. A little goes a long way. The size of a pea, it's actually hydrated silica. Hydrated silica holds 7 times its weight in moisture, so it actually creates a barrier between your skin and the makeup to attract oil. So again, for my normal to oily folks, like where I live, Smooth Affair for normal to oily skin. If you're oily or excessively oily, Absence is going to be your go-to. Okay, and normal to dry, we have our traditional Smooth Affair. If you have questions, let us know. Okay, so we, again, our Pure Press and our amazing base. It's 4-in-1. It's your foundation, it's your skincare, it's your concealer, and it also is your broad spectrum UVA and UVB sun protection. Okay, let's talk about foundations. Liquids. We have a few liquid foundations that I love and I've been loving under wearing face coverings. We have our Dream Tint. I actually was teasing the other day with our marketing director, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Dream Tint is my gym makeup. So it's really, really, it's fantastic for you ladies out there who are kind of like our non-makeup wearers, but you suddenly you've been thrust into this world of Zoom where you got to put something on your face, but you want to even out your skin tone and texture, but you still don't want a lot of coverage, this is going to be your go-to. Dream Tint is fantastic on those days where I don't feel like doing a whole lot, but I still need something on for our Zoom meetings and our webinars. I'll just throw on my Dream Tint. It has that SPF of 15. It's oil-free, super, super lightweight, and you can pair it with one of the pure pressed powders or the amazing base if you want to add a little bit more coverage without the heaviness. Beyond
Michelle, that's my Saturday makeup.
This is your Saturday makeup?
Yeah, that's my
okay.
Saturday.
Okay. This was Michelle's yesterday makeup, whatever yesterday was. This was my makeup all day long. So, so it kind of depends. Beyond that, this is our newest baby. It, you know, ladies, even if you're a little bit on the drier side of things, don't let the name scare you. It's not like the traditional matte that's so tight that it makes you feel like your face is gonna crack. It's more of a demi matte, so it gives just a beautiful soft focus to the skin. It's long wear, and it actually has a built-in primer. So it's your primer, your foundation, and your concealer. If you want, I see the questions buzzing. So excuse me, I have like a little squirrel moment. So again, if you want maybe just one product and you're like, I just need something that's going to do everything for me, this Beyond Matte is everything. Again, your concealer, your primer, and your foundation. Unfortunately, it does not have a sun protection. So if you still feel like you need a little bit more sun protection, if you're under lights, because I'm under this light all the time, or if you're going to step outside, go ahead and brush a little bit of that amazing base or that pure pressed powder. And it's buildable. You can sheer it out or you can give full coverage with this one. This is definitely a fan favorite nowadays with the face coverings. All right, so I talked a little bit about the hydration spray and I showed you my little half attempt of doing the arm stripe. So we have other options. I discussed the D2O, which is fantastic for a drier skin. It has chamomile, so it's super, super calming. That palm mist with that antioxidant protection. Lemongrass Love is great if you have a dehydrated skin or if you need just a little bit of a pick-me-up throughout the day. Balance, again, for our oily folks like me, it has extracts of orange and grapefruit, so that's really, really, it works as an antiseptic for an oilier skin. It has green tea extract that helps to fight bacteria that causes acne. All right, it's demonstration time because I'm an artist and I speak in visuals. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about a few eye products. So as you can see, I have done one side of my face. And again, if you need a larger view of me, if you're not afraid, go ahead and click. There are 3 little blue dots on the right hand of the screen. You can pen video and that will make me my face bigger. So what I have started out with, and it's really, really important, just as we prime our skin for foundation, it's super important to prime your eyes for your eyeshadow, especially if you need it to last all day. You're gonna have to prime. So I chose a couple of different products. First product you can see is our Eye Sheer Liquid Shadow. Eye shears are fantastic. They're easy to use because you can use it as a primer or you can just solely use it as a shadow. But once you put it on, it does not move. Once it dries, it doesn't move. And we have our sculpting brush, which is a great brush that you can use for application to apply it or your concealer. Another product I really, really enjoy using is our Smooth Affair for Eyes. It comes in 4 shades, I believe, at this point. There's Petal, there's Ice Brown, Canvas, which is pretty neutral, and Naked. Eye shears, there are 3 shades. I really, really am a huge fan of using these underneath powder shadows because it actually acts as a magnet for that shadow, okay? All right, so we're gonna start with, I'm choosing today, I'm gonna be using the Naturally Glam palette. You can see it's well loved and well used. I really, really suggest at this juncture that you invest in shadow palettes because it comes with multiple colors, and you can kind of change it up however you want. Our shadows can also be used wet and dry. So if you want to use our shadows as just like a quick little eyeliner, you want to create a quick little smoky eye, totally okay to use the shadows wet and dry, okay? So I'm going to take a couple of different brushes, and again, let's talk tools. So we have a fluffy brush, which is our blending brush, our crease brush, and then we have a flat brush, which is our camouflage brush. Normally, the camouflage brush is used for concealing, but I really like to use it to anchor my shadows, and I'll talk about anchoring your shadows and the importance of anchoring your shadows in just a second. But rule of thumb, the fluffier the brush, the less pigment delivery, the more dense, flatter, tighter the brush, the more pigment you're going to get. So I often suggest using something like this for creams or anything that you really want to pop. And right now, I'm loving my lid, as I'm sure everyone else. So if you really, really want something to stand out, it's important to put that creamy base underneath, okay? So I'll show you what I mean about that. I'm going to take a little bit of my Smooth Affair Nice Brown and my camouflage brush. And let me know if you have any questions while I'm doing this, if you want to answer some questions, Jasmine, or Michelle, or Dana Barr, our guest. Okay, so this is when you know I've been in makeup for 26 years, because now I have to use my magnifying mirror. So I'm going to take a little bit, I'm going to look down, and I'm going to put this right on my lid. Okay, so you get like a nice little pop there, okay? And then I'm going to use the shade Lace. And when you do any sort of pairing with creams and powders, you want to make sure the colors are in the same family. So because this is so neutral, I have my neutral palette here. And you know, and you're not limited to the palette that I'm using. We have several different palettes, and so that you can pair with either the Smooth Affair or the Eye Shears. So I'm going to take my Lace, and I'm going to still use that same brush, because again, I really want my lid to pop. Okay. Now, this is where the magic happens. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you press the shadow right on top of that cream. Okay. And what that pressing does, it creates intensity. Okay. When you blend it out, you're working against yourself. So wherever you want intensity, you're going to press it into that area. I'm going to take a little more because, as Michelle and Dana both know, I'm a little extra. So I like a little extra of everything. Okay. Okay, in family, because we're family at this point, we want no lines of demarcation. And I say family because now you've been welcomed into the Nichelle blending fold. My friends tease me, they say, girl, you'll blend somebody to sleep. So you're gonna take your your crease brush, which is fluffier, and you're not gonna have anything on it, but you wanna make sure that you, in a circular motion, you wanna blend out any line of demarcation, okay? Now, this is the point in which if I'm in person, I usually ask for a show of hands who's doing the windshield wiper. And this is where I make everyone pinky promise that we will no longer windshield wiper after today. When you want to do your crease, I'm going to take a little bit of the deeper plum shade. What you want to do is you want to start in your outer corner, and you're going to do little circles. And what that does, it actually places the color and blends it for you at the same time. When you windshield wiper and you go back and forth, you're going to have to go back into your product, go back into your product, go back into your product. You don't want to waste product. So you want to make sure that you get it on the first try. So when you do the windshield wiper, you're not getting it on the first try. So you're going to do little circles, just like that. And you're going to make sure everything's nice and blended. You can blend up a little bit and create that softness because you want that really beautiful gradual change of color. Okay, any questions there? If you have any questions, pop them in the box.
No questions, but I promise I will no longer do the windshield wiper.
Okay, welcome to my world. Okay, so again, tools are super important. We have my favorite, of course, our crease brush. We have another blending brush, and then we have a detail brush. Detail brush is fantastic for if you want to just kind of smudge your line and create just a little bit of a smokiness underneath. Mystical. This is this is what again, one of my favorites. That's why I included it on here. It's our cream to powder liner. And I'll tell you, it's another product where once you put it on, it stays. Remember, we are creating something that's gonna last you, whether or not you're at home doing your Zoom and you don't have to keep going and touching up your makeup, or if you have to go outside and your face covering, you don't want your makeup to disappear. You still want to be fabulous wherever, at every juncture, right? So our Mystical, totally user friendly. It comes like this, little brush at the top. How convenient is that? All the product is here. So once you decide, how you want to utilize this product, me, again, I like more of a smokier, more of a smudge line. So I like to take a little bit, and I'm going to use my little brush here. And I'm going to put a little bit right at the top. And what I love about this liner is you don't have to be perfect with it, because while it is still in its creamy state, it's workable. So if you mess up, you can say, oh, today we're doing a little bit of a smoky, smudgy eye. That's good too. But it still remains soft. And this also comes in 5 shades. I accidentally picked up the wrong one from my desk. So we're gonna use this. I have Onyx, which is the black one on this side. This is the Smoky Quartz, which is gray. So, hey, I'm gonna use that. And I like to take it underneath, just in my waterline. Another question that I get is, how far do I take my liner? Eyeliner is personal, but if you do have a smaller shaped eye, I would recommend working with the outer corner of it and just creating just a softer look. There's also this amazing brush. This is our liner and brow brush I don't know why it's called a brow brush, but it's a liner brush. This is great if you're not comfortable with using something this tiny. What you can do is you can take that liner brush. It's flat, it's really, really compact, and you can do some tight lining, and you can kind of just press it into the lid. And then you can turn it over and you can do your smudge and keep it really soft. Again, you don't have to be perfect with this liner, but it will not disappear on you. And once it dries, it dries. Now, we don't, as a company, we don't waterproof anything because it takes too many chemicals to waterproof, right? So everything is more or less, it's more water resistant. So you're able to remove it, but it's not waterproof. So I wouldn't suggest going and jumping in the pool with it, okay? Any questions about Mystical? Again, it's one of my favorite. Another thing about Mystical, which I totally forgot to tell you, is just how I use the Smooth Affair for eyes to anchor my shadow. You can use the Mysticals to anchor as well to give it that extra staying powder. So you have staying power, so you have options here. All right, let's talk about brows. All right, again, options. What would Jane be without options? We have our retractable brow pencil, which is my favorite. This is what I use. It has a spoolie on one side, And oh, that's what that thing is called. When I say spoolie, people go, oh, that's what that's called. I used to call it the brushy thingy job thing. Yeah, that. So that's called a spoolie. And then you have a really thin retractable pencil on this side. This is great because it mimics hairs and it has a built-in wax. Again, a long wear product with that wax, it's going to keep your brows in place and it's going to give you that full pigment delivery as well. We have our Great Shapes eyebrow kit. Another great option if you have a bit of a fuller brow, but you feel like you just need to fill into some sparse areas. It has a wax on the side. So if you have any scarring or any spaces that are missing, it's really, really important that you lay down the wax first in that area because it gives the powder or the pigment something to grab onto. And again, it comes with a little angle brush, comes with a spoolie on one side, and then we have our brow gel. This one in particular is a soft black, but it also comes in clear. I love using a brow grooming gel just on someone with really full brows that need to be like just really locked into place. This is going to be your go-to product. So let's talk about brow application. Now, I've been seeing a lot of trends where everyone's kind of like rocking these like pretty intense bushy eyebrows. I have a couple of thoughts on that because when you are wearing a face covering, clearly this is what's gonna show. And your brows have always traditionally framed your face. And when you do your brows, you want to make sure that, yeah, you want to bring some intensity, but you don't want to bring a heaviness. Because when you bring a heaviness to the brows, what do you look angry all day, right? And who wants to look angry? We're like all about smizing right now because people can't see our beautiful smiles. So we're smiling with our eyes. We want to make sure we really, really, again, bring that intensity without all the heaviness. As a rule of thumb, with brows, you want to make sure if you're not comfortable with doing your brows, just remember this rule of thumb. You want to stay in this parameter. You want to stay here and you don't want to extend here. So it's like a slice of a pie, really. Okay, all right. And what
Michelle, do you watch Dancing with the Stars?
You know, I haven't
totally random.
No, I haven't watched it. Is it a brow? It's probably some brow things,
yes.
right?
So Tyra Banks is the host this year.
Oh yes.
And
yes.
she was talking about smizing last night, how she's trying to get it into the dictionary.
Yes.
And
yes,
I think maybe this year she'll be able to get it in there because we're all wearing masks and smizing.
Yes, this is the year of the smize. So everyone practice your smize. We want to see happy and friendly. So I'm going to use a little bit of our retractable brow pencil. And what you want to do is you want to start underneath and just kind of blend out. Here, okay? You never want to just take your pencil and just go right in at the head of the brow. The head of the brow is the front of the brow because it's going to create too much heaviness. And then what you want to follow up with is you want to kind of line the top, but you want to go in the opposite direction of the hair growth. And I know usually when I do that, I get this, this like, oh my God, what is she saying? Is she crazy lady? No, I'm not crazy lady. It's intentional. When you go against the grain, it brings you intensity and structure without the heaviness, okay? And then you want to kind of fill in just the same way. And then you want to go intentionally with the growth towards the back of the brow, okay? Then you want to make sure you take your spoolie, super, super important. You want to brush that product through, you want to brush it up and through at a diagonal. So all that pigment that you've laid down will now go through your brows and create that beautiful brow. Okay, so it almost gives you just like a faux microbladed look.
Michelle, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So in the past, Jane has always said, go lighter with your brows. So can you just speak quickly about that? So
yes.
Yeah.
So for me, I mean, I have black hair, but I don't want black brows, even though we have introduced this beautiful soft black brow gel. Um, I just have always been a fan of going a little bit lighter than your hair color. So for me, I use the brunette or the dark brunette for my brows. We also have an ash blonde and we have a blonde. It's really personal, but I've just always been a fan personally of going a bit lighter with your brows because again, you want the intensity, you want it to frame your face, but you don't want it to look heavy. Does that answer your question, ma'am? Yeah? Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Thank you very much.
No? Okay. All right. So cheek products, even though we're wearing our face coverings, but and then I had some people inquire about Zooms. Bronzing and blush still a thing, and for me, I find myself, even though I know I'm going to wear a mask, I still put blush on anyways just because it's habitual and I don't want to, even though I think it's a little psychological where I don't want to look half baked, which is why I still put foundation not just here up, I actually do my whole face. So I love to create still a beautiful cheek. I mean, it just makes me happy. So bronze one especially is great if you need to add just a little bit of structure like around your forehead, like I did today, and also build the cheekbones. If you use one of our blushes that have, or one of the in touches that has a little bit of shimmer, the tops of your cheekbones are still showing, underneath your face covering. So again, it's just adding that brightness to your face so that even though, yeah, we're in this space where we are limited with, certain things, we can still kind of just, bring a little brightness to ourselves. So again, don't run away from using a little bit of shimmer just on your cheekbones, not glitter, but shimmer. And I get this question a lot, after a certain age, a woman shouldn't wear shimmer. I say, no, be strategic with it, but you don't have to run away from it. And everything in our line that does contain a shimmer, everything is so finely milled that it'll just give you that beautiful, soft, reflective glow without the heaviness of a glitter look to your skin. Alrighty, lips. So we have a few options for lips. We have our Just Kiss. These are actually pretty fun. They will adjust with your own body's chemistry, so no one's going to ever look the same, whether they're wearing the Forever Pink or the Forever Red or the Forever Peach. These are great ways just add a pop of color on your cheeks and also your lips, because once you put it on, it doesn't move. Our lip products do not contain petroleum, so you'll still get that hydration and that beautiful, beautiful avocado seed oil from our lip products without, again, that chemical base. Our lip pencils are fantastic. You can even, if you wanted to just do something really quickly and you only wanted to use one product and you wanted to create just a nice matte lip, you can use our lip pencils. Our lip pencils contain vitamin E, avocado seed oil, and macadamia nut oil. And so it doesn't tug at the lips and it doesn't make your lips crack. We have now launched our Beyond Matte Lip Fixation, which is truly mask proof. So full pigment delivery without transferring on to the mask. Okay. Now that, oh, I forgot my lashes. I'm sorry. I'm like, there's something missing here. So let's talk about lashes, because again, that's another quick way of making your eyes pop, lashes. So I was teasing Jasmine and Michelle earlier. I'm like, hey, side, this is stiletto side. This is the kitten heel side. So we want to bring kitten heel to stiletto. My first step in that is something that I am absolutely addicted to is our lash primer. If you have not tried our lash primer, I highly suggest it. It has hydrolyzed wheat protein and provitamin B5, so it really strengthens your lashes. So if you're, no longer using lash extensions, It helps to really, really re-strengthen your lashes. I'm a fan of Latisse. Hey, it works great with Latisse. You can sleep in it as a treatment in conjunction, or again, use it underneath your mascara. If you have used a Jane mascara, then you know that the Jane mascara does not contain a lot of water, and that's on purpose. The higher the water content, the more likely bacteria will grow. So we use a very low level of water in our mascaras that do not contain any coal dyes, coal tar dyes. So, you know, you're not going to get that chemical reaction. This will provide the slip and glide for our mascara, and it also pre-extends and pre-curls your lashes before you put your mascara on. So I'm going to take a little bit. The normal size is this, but this is from my kit, so I don't want to cross-contaminate. So I'm going to use a little baby sample size here, just so you can see how luxurious my lashes will be in a few minutes. So you just want to take it and you just want to put it on. And just be forewarned, it goes on white, like a stark white, but that's okay because remember, you're going to use it underneath your mascara as a base. Okay, so there are my lashes. And normally, on a normal day, what I would do is I would do lash primer, then I would go back with my mascara and then do my other eye. So it's okay to apply your mascara while it's still a little bit on the damp side of things. And now I'm going to take a little bit of my longest lash mascara. I think, as long as it's not dry. And the longest lash is great. Again, we don't waterproof anything. Our mascara is, our Pure Lash mascara is more water resistant. Sorry, I had to go through a couple of tools. Oh, here we go. We have a brand new one. Okay, perfect. Okay. And then you want to just top it off, top your lashes off. That lash primer makes a definite world of difference when popping your lashes out, and you really want to make sure, you know, your focus, even if you decide, you know what, I can't today, I can't with the eyeshadow and the blending, I just want something, a quick pop. Do your lashes and your brows. Make sure your brows are always done and your lashes are always done. I wish someone would invent a very cute way to put on mascara, especially in front of people on a Zoom. Okay.
Nichelle, I love using, and you may have mentioned this, I love using the lash conditioner in my eyebrows at night before I go to bed.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
It really strengthens. I'm not going to say that it promotes growth, but it strengthens. And if you think about the key ingredients that I mentioned, those are often things that are found in strengthening hair shampoos and conditioners, that Panthenol, that provitamin B5, and also that hydrolyzed wheat protein.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is bringing us to the end of our time together. So I will let Miss Jasmine talk about her current promotions. And again, if you have questions, please put your questions in the box because we'll have time after Miss Jasmine, you know, gives you her spiel about what's going on at LUX. Then we can, you know, go ahead and take care of your questions. All right. So Miss Jasmine, do you want to unmute yourself and talk about?
Yes, thank you, and thank you so much. I'm going to stop your screen real fast, and I'm going to start mine, but if you don't mind, just confirm with me. Do you see my screen that like has Google?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Just want to make sure I have the right one up. So thank you guys again so much for coming, and thank you guys, you both, Michelle and Michelle, for being here. This was really good. I could watch you put on your makeup all day. It was fun. I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew of like our current promotions and how to go about shopping for Jane Iredale. You know, of course, we wish we were doing this in office where Michelle could actually try on different looks for you. We're limited right now, and we're not even putting our testers out to allow for trying on and the testers and everything right now in office. But we do have a special with Jane Iredale until the end of the month. So if you just go to our our website, luxhhi.com, well, a couple things will pop up, and if you've been on these calls with me, you already know. But the virtual consultations, we can do virtual consultations with you, and our estheticians can show you some of our different products. We do have some more events coming up, so if you want to join those events, this is the one we're doing right now, but we're doing Bellafill and some chemical peels and some other skincare products later on this month. If you are watching via YouTube or want to see any of our past YouTube ones, that link is there as well. If you go, actually I might need to, okay, so yes, so you're here, if you're on our website, the 20% off the Jane Iredale, you can shop it on our website. You can also come into the office and pick up your products that way, or you can call us on the phone and we can do curbside pickup or ship to you, whatever your comfort level is. We're just not testing and putting on makeup on people in the office, but we can certainly help you find your right shade if you need the right shade. But so all of these products are here, the tools even that she talked about, and the different products and everything. So not to continue to hold us up, I know everybody wants to know if they're the winner. You must be present to win. There were some people that were here in the beginning that I don't think are currently on. So if we accidentally pick their name, I'll spin again. But all right, here we go. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It goes click, 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 click. Melanie, is Melanie still on? No, Melanie's not still on. Let's spin again. Cher's still on. No, Cher's not still on. Let's spin again. Sorry, ladies. Hopefully you're not watching this and realizing that you... Chelsea, is Chelsea on? Chelsea's on. Third time's a charm. Chelsea, congratulations. And Chelsea, let's just say she got lots of entries because she commented and tagged so many friends on our Instagram site. So thank you, Chelsea, for being such a big supporter of Lux and our virtual events. I think she's attended most of them. So thank you, Chelsea. And thank you, everyone, again, for watching. Nothing's come through for the chat. I mean, you were so thorough that there wasn't really anything to ask because you got to it before we needed to ask. But we'll hang on for a couple more minutes if anyone does have any questions. Oh, people are starting to hang up. So I will go ahead and say goodbye. And thank you so much for being here. Yes.
For inviting us to be here, Jasmine. We really appreciate it. We had a lot of fun.
All right. Thank you. Me too.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye.